Hello and welcome back. 1st of March already. My goodness me, this year is flying by. And I have been very, very busy creating a new website to learn English. Now, on this website are lots of different possibilities for you to start speaking English. The idea for me creating the website is, yes, it gives me a platform where people can connect to me, but also a platform where we can connect to each other, because I think that is really important. So I just wanted to go through some of the things and why, and explain how you can use them to start speaking English. So I hope you are ready, and let's dive in to learning English with Samantha. So the website, quite simply, is Learn English with Samantha. Now, on this website, I have tried to create all sorts of ways. Like I say, it's very easy. English, real English made simple. Learn English with Samantha is the name of the website. And on here, there are different ways. So first of all, start today for free. Absolutely, you can start for free. I'll explain that afterwards. Then you have your quick go-tos for anyone that knows their way around and knows exactly what they want. There is a little explanation as to what these go-tos are, so that you can hopefully choose me as your new English teacher, why I've done these things, why it's important. There's a few freebies here that you can click on to check me out, and this in particular is all about me, so you can click on here and you can find everything there is to know about me, where I came from, who I am, why do I speak English, but why do I teach English, who I've taught English to, my methods, all of that kind of thing you can find in there. So if you want to find out more information about me in particular, it's also on the website. Now, the one thing that I wanted to really, really show you, because I think, well, it's two things, but the first thing is really important for you and important for me. I do believe that you can have things for free. Now, my mother always told me there's no such thing as a good freebie. There is, if it's offered to you. So I want to absolutely assure you that I'm not in this for the hard sell. I'm not in it to get your money, get your details. And I wouldn't even know what to do with your details if I had them. I am just me, just Samantha. Literally, I have no clue how to do anything technical. It's taken me a long time to start doing lives. That's how technical phobic I am. But one thing that I think is important is that you can talk to somebody about where you are with your English and where you're going with your English and how to get there. And sometimes when you're speaking another language or want to speak another language, you get lost in the, where am I going with this? You just think, well, I want to speak English. Yeah, but why do you want to speak English? Now, on here, there's a free discovery call. Now, this is absolutely free. You can click on it and you can find out more. And this will show you, give you a description of what it is, how much it is, and the days that I'm available for it. If there's not a day available, then do just contact me through it. And then there's obviously a click through to everything else. Free discovery call. What is a free discovery call? Free. Don't trust you. I totally get that. There are so many things, especially on the internet today, that offer free things. First of all, they want your email address because they want to send you lots of emails. Secondly, they're collecting your data. And thirdly, they're wanting to sell you something. Now, yes, I'd love you to book a lesson, but my most important goal, if you like, with this website is to help people speak English. Now, you may not connect with me, and that's fine. You may think, oh no, you're not my kind of person. I'm not there yet, or I don't know, I want fast track and I want, to do 10 lessons a day or whatever. And I can't provide that. So there are all different ways why you might not want to choose me as your English teacher. I hope you do, obviously, that I would love to hold your hand through the process of learning the language, give you the confidence to start speaking, and really show you that English is not that difficult once you start speaking it. So this free discovery call is purely that. It's to discover what it is you need, why you need it, and what I can do to help you do it. 30 minutes for free. All you do is you contact me through the little form. There's a little wee form to fill out with your email address here so that I can get back to you. That's the only reason I ask for it. I'm not into sending an email every 3 days, wouldn't even know what to put in an email every 3 days, so I'm not going to do that. But I do need to be able to get back to you. The telephone number on there, I think, is just in case the email, for whatever reason, doesn't work. And sometimes we write our email, and like me, for example, my name is Riley, and my keyboard gives me 2 eyes every time I press it. And the number of times that I've asked people to get back to me by email and I never hear from them, and I recontact them and they say, oh yeah, I did send you an email immediately, but you didn't get it because I put 2 eyes in. So this is why I ask for your telephone number. Just in case the email doesn't work, I can send you a quick text to say, hey, sent you an email with the link, let's connect. That's all. I'm not going to harass you. I'm not going to ring you on weekends or do anything else with your phone number. Okay, so but it is optional, the phone number. If you don't want to put it in, that's fine. You can just put in your email address. So that is discovery call. Now, once you have your discovery call, obviously, there are different things we can do. It may be that you want to practice English, which is this one, the Open English group chat. Now, what is a group chat? How can somebody in Africa talk with somebody in Australia? Quite simply, what I'm offering is that we all get together and we talk on a Zoom call. I think it would be a really good thing for people to get together and start speaking English. And I'm offering this for free. So I'm offering my time for free. I want you to connect with other people across the world because we think we're the only one that is bad at speaking English. We're the only one that has difficulties pronouncing or difficulties talking for the first time to somebody or difficulties holding a conversation or listening and understanding several people at the same time. There are all sorts of things that we all panic about. And I can assure you, it's not just learning English, it's learning any language. We all have these same mental barriers. It's built into us, unfortunately. But there are ways around it that can really, really help. And one of them is just to start speaking. So I'm really excited about it. This is my offer to you. I will consecrate time to starting this because I think it's a really good and really important part of learning a language. If you're up for, say, 10 hours over the next, 3 months, say 10 hours over 3 months, we can decide how often we connect. We can connect once a week, we could connect once a month, we could connect for half an hour, we could connect for an hour. That is to be discussed in the group. The topic too will be discussed in the group. What do you want to talk about? Maybe every time we connect, we'll talk about a different subject. That's generally what I was thinking of doing, but maybe we can have a subject that continues for a few sessions. We'll see. But what I want is that I will organize the Zoom call and we will all connect and all have a chance to speak English to each other across the world. How incredible is that? I just think, let's use the internet for something important. Let's use the internet for bettering ourselves rather than watching other people better themselves and thinking, I wish I was like them. Let's stop comparing ourselves to other people and start working on little old us. Okay? So that's what I'm offering. I can't offer it to everybody. So the first 10 people, doesn't matter how old you are, It doesn't matter whether you know 3 words or the whole dictionary. It doesn't matter how long you've been speaking English. You could have just started last week. You could have been speaking English or trying to speak English for 20 years. It really doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter your level. It doesn't matter if you are fluent. It doesn't matter if you only have 2 sentences that you can speak. It really doesn't matter. Okay, all of those things. Doesn't matter your sex either, or of course your nationality. That's the important thing. I'm not barring anybody. Okay, it's just the first 10 people that contact me underneath this live. I want you to say I'm in. Okay, I will contact you by DM and get your email. That's all I need to connect you to the Zoom, so I can send you the Zoom link, and we will start talking in English, because I think it's a really important part of learning a language is to practice it. And so many people say, oh yes, but I live in Rwanda. There's nobody that speaks English around me. Or I live in the outback in Australia and I've been learning English through books for ages, but who do I speak to? My family are bored of listening to me trying to speak English. Totally get that. There are all different ways and reasons why you can't practice around you. And as I've said in previous lives, you can talk to yourself, you can read out loud, there's all sorts of things you can do. You can listen to the English radio, you can but that's listening. It's still not speaking. This is to help you speak. And if it's a success, then people can go on my website and book a session on the open chat. Okay, and each open chat, the idea is that the same people will connect time and time again, and you'll get to know people, and it will be more and more comfortable for you to start speaking English. The whole idea is that it's not the same, you're not the same person connecting to different people all the time. That's not the idea. The idea is that every time you connect for a certain period, it's the same group of people connecting. Why? Because that builds your confidence. That makes you feel secure. It makes you feel a lot safer in your language and a lot safer in making mistakes and coming out of your shell. And then once you've done that, maybe you want to join another group and keep it rolling. So meeting more people. And it's also a way of meeting people all around the world that are in the same boat as yourself, doing the same thing. They're learning English too. They want to progress too. They think they're not good enough either. So for all of those reasons, I think that the open group chat is absolutely the best. Now, obviously, English study support is self-explanatory. You might be a primary school child or have primary school children that want to learn. You might have somebody at college that is going through exams or needs help with coursework. Might be at university and doing a dissertation and you want somebody to check your English, check your grammar, proofread what it is you've written. Maybe you have an exam coming up, an oral exam, and you just need an hour of speaking English before you go into your exam the day before. I have done an awful lot of helping people through their studies. There are a lot of people that think they're struggling or they're not good enough or, they're not quite sure what to do. And believe me when I say that you're all the same and you all actually know way more than you think you do. The students that come to me, their mothers, parents, even grandmothers will say, oh yes, I'll book 10 lessons. And my first reaction to anybody is, let's start with one lesson. And generally, in 1 or 2 lessons, that's all everybody needs. And the parents are like, I don't know what you did. How did you manage to teach her everything? And they come out with excellent marks. The students that I have tutored over 1 or 2 hours have passed their exams with glowing grades, which I'm quite proud about, but it's not me that did the work, it's them that did the work. So they come to me and generally it's lack of confidence. That's our biggest barrier. It's not how much you've retained up here. It's not how much you've listened to your teacher and understood, or the notes that you've accumulated through the year. It's the confidence level of where that person's at on a given day. And we all have days where our confidence wanes and other days where we feel like we can take on the world. But exams, for whatever reason, make us feel like we really can't do it. Every single student, very rarely do I come across a student that is not stressed, is not scared by the result, and just flies through exams. And I see nearly 300 people a year go through exams, so students of all ages. So it's not, I've not just watched one or two children. This is from experience over 10 years. That's an awful lot of students that I've watched, and they are all the same. It doesn't matter their nationality, it doesn't matter their age. Everybody goes through that same panic mode of, oh, I've got an exam and I'm not good enough. So the study is for that, is to help you get to where you need to be. And generally, it doesn't take as long as you think it might. So 1 hour, we really will plow through. And of course, there are worksheets and correction sheets so that you can practice whatever it is we discuss. And then these three things on the website, I have three. I have for beginners, intermediate, and for fluent speakers. Now, why have I separated them? They are exactly the same thing. I don't do anything different here than I would do here. What the difference is just level. It's how I prepare the lesson. Obviously, if I'm speaking to a fluent speaker, I have to prepare an hour's lesson or a half-hour lesson very differently from somebody that's a beginner. The process is different. The support material is different. The where we're going for a half an hour is different. There are a lot of differences. So if you don't know your level, then I will tell you in the free discovery call. If you do know your level, or if you think, yeah, I'm in intermediate, and you click on here and actually we realize that you're a very good speaker, then I will change my lesson and make it more orientated towards you. It just helps me prepare my lesson for you. Okay, that's the only difference between those three. And the best thing in actual fact is just you do the free discovery call and I will put you into one of those. Most people underestimate their level and don't overestimate. So most people think they're rubbish at speaking English, and in actual fact you're a lot better than you think you are, I can assure you. And then the last thing is just translation. Now, translation is here. And translation, I'm not an official translator. I can't give certified documents. That's not in my range of capability. But if you wanted to translate or have proofread read your website, if you've created a website like I have, and you've had it translated by a bot, that's absolutely fine. AI bots are pretty good these days, but they're not people, and they don't say things like people would. So a lot of the time, there are just certain things that they get the wrong way around. If you want someone to proofread, I can do that, and I can tell you where the errors are, or I can rewrite it in colloquial English or professional English. I can change the tone of what you've written. If you're doing a dissertation and you need it proofread and you're not sure of your English, or you're handing in an essay, I've done a lot of that for students in the past. They've given me a very good paperwork, essay, or I was going to say dossier, but that's a French word, like a dissertation. And they give it to me, and it's pretty good. There's just a few tweaks, and so I tweak it and tell them what they can do better to up their grades, different things that they can put in to get a better grade for it. Another thing for translation, the number of times I see it, and it really frustrates me, is people spend a lot of money on publicity, creating flyers, posters, websites, obviously, t-shirts, all this kind of thing, and the English is wrong. I think, why didn't you just ask and get somebody to translate it for you? So I can do that so that when you spend the money on publicity, it actually says what you want it to say. Getting short phrases out of AI is not the best thing, because they get words muddled up, or they don't get the intonation, or they don't get the nuance behind what it is you're trying to say. So sometimes just, book a half hour and I will run through what I can do for translation. Now, translation, obviously, there's no price because it depends on what it is you're translating. I've translated a book of poems for somebody for print, and that took a few hours. Less hours than he was anticipating, but it still took a few hours. Obviously, if I'm proofreading something, it doesn't take very long at all. So I will charge you accordingly to the time spent. That's the website. That is what I'm super, super excited about. There's all sorts of things on there. It's a fun site, hopefully, for you just to go through. It's got all my social medias at the top. You can connect with me on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn. There's all sorts of ways you can read more about me. You can read about how I teach as well. There's a lot on there, I think. I think it's a very comprehensive website. And if there's not something on there and you think, oh, she hasn't provided that, and that's what I'd really like, then let me know. And I'll see if I can't do something to help you. Like I said at the beginning, everybody has a different goal. Everybody has a different time restraint and budget. So I've tried to make it budget friendly. I'm not here to make millions. Well, it would take me a very long time to make millions with the prices that I've put down. I've tried to make it accessible. Obviously, I can't do it for free. I'd love to do it for free, but I can't do it for free. But there are things on there that are for free. So do check it out. Have a look. Have a little click around. Get in touch. There is obviously a contact page. I didn't show you the contact page. Let me just show you that. But you can connect to me through social media, or you can get in touch here. Okay, I've been very transparent. There's all my details on there. And there's also a Q&A, because a lot of people have the same questions. So you can have a look and click on those questions and find out all about what I'm offering. There we go. That is pretty much everything that I wanted to show you during this live. And I hope it helps, and I hope you can have a look at everything. Let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know if you want to be one of my 10 people. So my 10 little trial people to start a chat group. Let's get this ball rolling. And I'm really excited about it. I can't wait. And I really do hope you take me up on it. Won't it be cool to have a Zoom call with somebody in Africa or Kathmandu or Russia, or I don't know, there's so many countries in the world. Wouldn't it be cool to create a group of people that we could all speak English, people that we don't know? I just think I'm really excited, and I really do hope that it works. Don't be shy. Don't think that you're not good enough to join a group. You are good enough, okay? Even if you have just 3 words, even if you have a really strong accent, it doesn't matter. That's what's important, is gaining that confidence with the limits that you have to carry on speaking English. Maybe you're really good at speaking English at home and you've never spoken to anybody. Well, let's start speaking. Let's prove to you that you can do this, that your English is good enough, because it is, I can assure you. Okay? So let's have a go. Let's try this for real. I really do hope you can connect. Learn English with Samantha. With Samantha is my website. Check it out. Connect with me, or put a little message down the bottom. Obviously, do follow me as well. Click on the little button so you get future lives. Like I said in January, I'm doing it on the first of the month, every month throughout the year, like a Q&A. You can ask me questions, and I will answer you. I did this one purely about the website, but if you want me to talk about something else, I can talk about something else. We can connect, and I hope to see you on the 1st of April, April Fool's Day. No joke. I'll be here, and we'll talk again then. So if you have any questions, do contact me and let me know, and I will get back to you in the live, and I will answer and give you all the information you need. So have a great day, have a great week, and a great month, and I will see you very, very soon. Thanks for checking in.